This is the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 9. But when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. Matthews 24 and 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must first come to pass, but the end is not yet. Matthews 24 and 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdoms, and there shall be famines and pestilence, and earthquakes in divers places. Revelations 11 and 14. And it reads, Salakia, meant to say 14. Of Revelations 11 and 14. The second woe was past, and behold, the third woe coming quickly. Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Wakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, preaching His word truthfully and sincerely. Shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And I say shalom to your Akim out there. And this is in the news, October 31st, 2022 at 1:26 p.m. Central Standard Time on this Monday afternoon. And as you've seen, I brought out those scriptures that relates to this news article with the rise and increase of wars and rumors of wars, and nations rising against nations and kingdom against kingdoms as well too. Reference scripture to this news article right here. And this news article is by Rulers.com. It was last updated an hour ago, October 31st, 2022 at 12:06 p.m. And a highlight of this news article from Reuters.com, and it reads, UK warns Russia of severe consequences if nuclear weapons used in Ukraine. And I believe it was missiles were launched at a nuclear facility, I believe, by Russia. So that goes to show you that the increase of Russia and Ukraine situation is continuing to increase between, the two different nations in that region. It says Britain on Monday warned Russian President Vladimir Putin of severe consequences if Moscow uses nuclear weapons in Ukraine, saying such a step would change the nature of the conflict. Foreign Minister James Cleverly also urged Russia not to impede grain export, because I believe they push out of the UN deal of the grain deal. I believe a few days ago they had pulled out of the deal after the increasing tensions between, Ukraine and Russia. It says Foreign Minister Secretary James Cleverly also urged Russia not to impede grain export, and say that increasingly desperate statements from the Kremlin were designed to distract from its flattering war effort. Putin has said that Russia hasn't talked about nuclear weapons in Ukraine, saying instead that it could detonate a dirty bomb. So it's still like a rumor of war. It says, but Cleverly said it was an absurd claim to say Russia plans to detonate such a bomb, adding that Putin's rhetoric around nuclear weapons were irresponsible talk. No other country is talking about nuclear use. No country is threatening Russia or President Vladimir Putin. Cleverly told lawmakers he should be clear that for the UK and our allies, and any use at all of nuclear weapons would change the nature of the conflict. There will be severe consequences for Russia. Yep, so these rumors of wars are definitely heating up. I fucking found that news article. It had mentioned Iran sent a warning to the nations about their security stability. If I can find it. So yeah, definitely, rumors of wars are definitely heating up. Oh yeah, here it goes. I knew it caught my attention. This is another news article from Iran. This is another news article, and this is from Iran. I wanted to reiterate that, Salakia. And this is from the Jerusalem Post. This is another news article that I found. And this is by Reuters and published on October the 30th, 2022. And the highlight of this news article, and it reads, for in the news of October 31st, 2022 on this Monday afternoon at 1:31 p.m. Central Time. And it reads, Iran says it will not allow enemies to determine its security. And you know who those enemies is? The United States and Israel. Because Iran look at Israel its biggest nemesis and its biggest enemy. Because Israel and Iran cannot get along with one another. So you know Iran taking huge shots at Israel. You know, they warning them because they've been warning each other back and forth, and the tensions definitely been heightened and increasing. Just like the Syrian, just like the cross-border conflict clashes between the IDF, which is the Israeli Defense Force, using airstrikes over there, target facilities over there in Syria, which is an Iranian-backed allied group of those facilities. That's Israel using airstrikes over there of a cross-border conflict between the Syrian border and the Israel border as well too. So that comes into mind. So that makes a lot of sense. And it says Iran says it will not allow allies to undermine its security, which is their nuclear capability. And it says security is Iran's red line and will not allow its enemies to undermine it. President Ibrahim Raisi said on Sunday, according to the state media, at a time when the country is experiencing nationwide protests. Yup, you can read that in 2nd Esdras 9-3. There shall be seen uproars in the people in the world. In 2nd Esdras 15 and verse 16, sedition among men. And that's what we're seeing. Those are reference scriptures. Since he mentioned that about the protesters, it says when the country is experiencing nationwide protests following the death of Masha Amani in September. And it says security is the red line of the Islamic Republic, and we will not allow the enemy to implement in any way it's designed to undermine its valuable national asset, Versailles said. So yeah, rumors of wars, uprisings, and uproars in the people in the world, these things are definitely increasing now, so more than ever, you know. So with that, I just want to bring out those two news articles and along with the scriptures that I brought out. So I hope this sit down lesson for in the news of October 31st, 2022 on this Monday afternoon. So I hope this lesson was edifying through the spirit, power, grace, and mercy of Yahweh Yahushua. And first and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Ba'ashem Makakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, preaching this word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And until next time, I will say shalom and a ball.